all of you friends. A very, very good evening to all of you. On behalf of the entire team at Gradeup, I take the privilege of welcoming each and every one of you for today's exam analysis of CLAT 2021. So how was CLAT 2021? Do we know or do we not know? The exam happened between 2 and 4 p.m. and today we are at 4:45 right now to analyze what really happened in CLAT 2021. Now, so how was it? I'm asking to all of the viewers who are right now watching me live, how was this CLAT exam 2021? Give me your answer. Sukhvinder says moderate level. Okay. What about the others? How was it? How was it? Chat. How was it? Okay. Very easy paper. Okay, Himanshu says very easy paper. I'm a 2022 aspirant. Okay, not good, very bad. Okay, easy. Now, we did look into this exam in a very detailed manner. And what I found out is that the questions that came from legal reasoning, the questions that did arise from legal reasoning was not very, very difficult. If you have gone through the classes that we have already conducted in our app, as well as in our YouTube session, I'm sure that you will be in a position to definitely solve most of the questions. Now, let's start with some of the legal reasoning questions, okay? So let's see. Now, before we start, definitely share your number of attempts. Before we start with the class, let me just ask you, how many questions did you attempt? How many questions did you attempt? Please tell me in the chat box. And which section did you find was the most difficult amongst all?
So everyone, please keep replying, everyone. I want answers from everyone. 100, 139, 140. I think someone will say 160 also.
Okay. So,
that's great.
So what I feel is that a good attempt should be in and around 120 to 125, at max 130. If you have solved 150 questions, it's absolutely brilliant. But if you have solved in and around 125 to 130 with a good strike rate, you should remember how MS Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar, as well as our great Saurav Ganguly, who happens to be the BCCI chairman, used to have a good strike rate. So your percentage of correct answering the question is the most important thing. Okay. So I am sure that a good attempt should be around 120 to 130, at max 125, an average. Okay. So CLAT 2021, let's see the highlights before we move ahead. The highlight was that CLAT 2021 was conducted today in an offline mode. Even during this pandemic, when the world is succumbing to COVID-19 virus, we see an examination happening offline mode. Secondly, what we suggest is that this overall, on an overall level, CLAT 2021 was not very, very difficult. It was on the moderate side. It was not at all very, very difficult. The third most important thing that we would like to say from Gradeup is that the most lengthy and the time-consuming section was legal reasoning. Now, why do we say so? Because you were given certain passages which were little lengthy, around 450 words approximately. So when you see a passage, and yesterday I had a class with you wherein I told you that you should be very, very prepared with reading a lengthy passage, okay? Most easy attempt was English language. Paper was overall lengthy but easy than last year. Now, what should be the cutoff? We will not be in a position right now to tell you right now, but definitely we will definitely attempt to tell you the overall cutoff in a day's time. In a day's time, after we analyze this question paper very at length, we will be in a position to tell you. Okay, sir, what is your thought about CLAT 2021?
Thank you so much, sir. I was just reading the comments and everything. So many of you are tensed and little bit scared. Ki, sir, what has happened with the paper? What came? How was the math section? How was the math section? Let me come to my section first of all. How was the math section? Did you enjoy solving maths? Quantitative techniques? Was it hard as compared to previous year paper 2020-20? Yes, please tell me. Was it hard or difficult or it is easy as compared to 2020? Yes, everyone, I want your answers. Guys, lengthy tha yaar, approximate there. I think according to me, what I have just gone through the paper, what I realized, the quant section was difficult as compared to 2020. The quant section was difficult. Reason being, I will tell you the reason, because all the questions were caselet based. No graph is given in all the three sets. No graph is given. Nothing is given to you. So you can say it is not that easy as compared to the previous one. Okay, two sets were easy. One was based on COVID. I think COVID passages are so much in the paper. COVID has dominated the paper. Yes or no? So in quant also you have got a passage based on COVID. But the important thing, the questions which came in math, there was no question from mensuration this time. That's why it was easy to solve. Obviously all the questions were what? Percentage, ratios and everything like that. So it was on easier side. So percentage मैंने हमेशा बोला है. Every time I told you, but a percentage is going to play a key role in your quantitative technique section. So you need to understand it is very very important. और यही हुआ है, percentage and ratio ही हुआ है पेपर के अंदर में. I hope आप लोगों ने भी feel किया होगा ये. ठीक है. So when we talk about the overall paper was, you can say it was moderate, not that easy, and it was not that difficult also. So yes, COVID everywhere. Yes, I also understand that COVID is everywhere. But according to you, what should be the ideal attempts according to us? According to us, what should be the ideal attempts? That we will tell you in the session, in the coming session.
Absolutely, sir. So today let's analyze CLAT 2021 in a very elaborate manner. So you had some very important sections. So you had logical reasoning, legal reasoning, quantitative aptitude, English language and current affairs. So number of questions, let's see. From logical reasoning we had around 30 questions, 30 marks. Legal reasoning 40 questions, 40 marks. Now please try to see over here the starch difference. Can you see out of 150 the maximum number of questions have been asked from legal reasoning? And that is why I always used to tell you that legal reasoning will play a pivotal role insofar as getting into the top law schools of the country is concerned. So you have 40 marks coming from legal reasoning, 15 marks coming from quantitative techniques, 30 marks from English language, and from GK and current affairs we had 35 marks. Okay, 1 mark for every correct answer. You also have a negative marking out here. Total duration was 120 minutes. So in 120 minutes, you guys had to solve around 150 questions. Even if you could not attempt 150 questions, I'm sure that you must have attempted around 125 questions definitely. Am I clear? Okay, so this was the pattern of CLAT 2021 this year. Okay, maximum marks, maximum questions coming from legal reasoning section. So what do you have to say that about logical reasoning, legal reasoning, quantitative techniques, English language and current affairs, sir?
According to me, the pattern was, you can say, little bit same as compared to the last year. There was no any big surprise was there, like in quantitative technique. I was just expecting it might be the possibility you might get a direct question based on quant or something like that, but we haven't got that. And surprisingly, till now we haven't found any mistake in the paper. You please tell me, have you found any mistake in the paper? Any question which you think is going to be wrong? ऐसा लग रहा है क्या कोई भी क्वेश्चन गलत था? Till now we haven't found it. जैसे ही मिलेगा we'll let you know. But till now I don't think, जैसे in the last year we have a complete set which was wrong of quantitative technique section. I hope you remember. So this year till now we haven't found a mistake. You please tell me if you have got any question which you think is not correct or something like that. Please do let us know so that we can also check. We are also on it and you also let us know. So the pattern I think is going to be more or less similar as compared to the previous. No big surprises was there. Paper was on the expected lines. So I hope कि आप लोगों ने ऐसा expect किया था और ऐसा ही पेपर आया है. कुछ ऐसा बहुत ज़्यादा change नहीं आया है. So let's see. Let's move forward.
Let's move ahead. So CLAT 2021, the marking scheme. First and foremost, there was no sectional timing. That means you had no some pressure, no kind of pressure that you had to solve legal reasoning within 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You could have taken your own sweet time to solve these sections or these question papers. There was negative marking in this question paper, 0.25 marks wrong for every wrong answer. So you had a negative marking for these questions and plus 1 mark for a correct question. Now, let's now understand the difficulty level of this entire question paper. So you have the schemes, you have the sections over here and the difficulty level over here. Logical reasoning from Gradeup, we think that it was moderate. Legal reasoning was moderate, but it was a pretty lengthy paper. Students had to read a lot. So students who did not had good reading skills or good English language understanding skills, they would have faced certain problems. Insofar as quantitative technique is concerned, sir?
As far as quantitative techniques is concerned, I think paper was, you can say relatively, if I talk about the relativity as compared to the previous year, paper was on difficult lines as compared to the previous. Reason is very, very simple, because caselets was there. Okay? If the graph was given, then interpreting data becomes very easy. अगर graph given होते हैं तो interpret करना थोड़ा easy हो जाता है, but this time graphs were not given to us. That's why you can say it was little bit difficult to interpret the data. But the positive side of quantitative techniques is we have only got all the questions based on arithmetic section. That is percentage, ratios and simple calculations was there. Nothing of mensuration, PNC based or कोई भी ऐसा कुछ भी ऐसा एलिमेंट नहीं था जहां पे आप लोगों को प्रॉब्लम हो. इफ यू आर वेरी वेरी गुड विद द अर्थमेटिक, yesterday also I told you, in the previous classes I have also told you कि just concentrate only and only on arithmetic calculations. That's it. Nothing has to be done for this quantitative technique section. That's it from my side from quantitative techniques.
Okay, so what we gather from English language is this, that it was easy to moderate and GK was definitely moderate. So overall, what we think that this CLAT 2021, the overall paper was on the moderate level. It was not very difficult. It was not very easy. It was on the moderate side, but it was a lengthy paper. And for students who are preparing for CLAT 2022 and 2023, this is a checkup sign for you. Why? Read newspapers. The more you read, the better it is for you to solve these papers. Am I clear? So, moving ahead, we had total, let's see the total number of questions and the total number of passages. From logical reasoning, we had 6 passages. From legal reasoning, we had 8 passages. from quantitative techniques, we had 3 passages. From English language, another 6 passages. From GK, 7 passages. So there was 30 passages. So there were around 30 passages. I'm so sorry. Okay, there were 3 passages, 8 passages from legal reasoning. Now, insofar as legal reasoning is concerned, the 8 passages that we had received, the first passage was from Section 4 of the Indian Contract Act, which deals with acceptance and communication. So when is communication complete? So that was the first passage. The second passage was on the principle of res judicata. The principle of res judicata in civil law. The third passage relates to essentials of contract. Section 10, free consent and fraud. The fourth passage was on compassionate appointment, which is an exception to the general rule of appointment. The fifth passage was based on Section 90 of the Indian Penal Code, which deals with consent to be given under fear or misconception from the point of view of the victim. The sixth passage was again on Section 28 of the Indian Contract Act, which deals with agreement in restraint of legal proceeding. Agreements in restraint of legal proceeding, as you know, is void. The seventh passage was from volunti non fit injuria, means if you have voluntarily taken up a risk and thereafter you suffer from an injury, you cannot claim any compensation. And the eighth passage was based on Hindu Marriage Act of 1955. Shankar Lokhande versus State of Maharashtra, the definition of marriage, the definition of divorce, and the essentials of divorce was given in this particular passage. So these were the 8 passages. Okay, so let's see first about English language.
Before just continuing this session, we have with us from our team Vanshaj, who has attempted the paper, and he will share his own intakes of the paper, ki paper kaisa tha, kaisa nahi tha, what was the environment and everywhere. Hi Vanshaj, Ankur here.
हेलो
Hi Vanshaj, Ankur here.
हाँ सर बताइए बताइए.
हाँ सर, स्टूडेंट्स आर लाइव विद अस. प्लीज थोड़ा सा अगर आप बता पाओ कैसा पेपर था, कैसा एग्जाम हुआ, क्या था, कोविड प्रोटोकॉल फॉलो हो रहे थे, नहीं हो रहे थे, एंड हाउ यू फेल्ट अबाउट द एग्जाम एंड एवरीथिंग, थोड़ा सा कुछ इफ यू कैन टेल.
Exam I think was a bit lengthy because all the questions were passage based. Like even in English and all the, like there were only passage based questions. So I think it was a bit on the lengthier side. But I think it would be easily, like for legal section, it was moderate, and a few questions were on topics which were like new to the students.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And was COVID protocol followed? You enjoyed giving
Yes,
paper
sir, yes,
in
sir.
this COVID times?
Yes, everybody was masked up, and all the protocols were followed.
Okay. Any big surprise which you can say was there in the paper or something like that? You felt like
I would just say,
was not
all
expected.
the questions were lengthy. Like even in the reasoning sections, there was no analytical part. There were only critical reasoning questions and all. So a bit on the lengthier side from my side.
Okay. So what's your take? We can say this paper is going to be moderate level or easy or difficult. What's your take?
So moderate, overall moderate.
Overall moderate. Okay. Thank you so much, Vanshaj. Thanks for being with us. Thank you so much.
sir.
So yes, so question distribution, if we talk about the English section or the verbal section, I think the questions were little bit lengthy, you can say. The passages were little bit lengthy, और बच्चे भी जैसे आप सभी लोग कह रहे हैं कि it was little bit lengthy, and but you cannot say it was very difficult. So again, they are not difficult. You can say the passages जो भी given. If I say about this paper, अगर complete मुझसे पूछोगे, it is all about reading. That is something I always say to you. Please make a habit of reading. Paper is going to be completely about reading. So it is not about reading, is not only there in English language, it is there everywhere, whether it is logical, whether it is quant also, every question was case lead based. You can understand that's just because of the reading. They do not want to interpret the data from graphs. उनको चाहिए कि you have to be very good with your reading skills. So it is, we cannot say कि this is only the reading comprehension is only about English language these days. It is for every section now. That's my take in this. Sir,
okay, so you had in English language a couple of 5 comprehension based question. The first one was on COVID-19, the second was on the scandal of the Bohemia author Corona, and the third one was for the need of education institution in current education landscape, and the other. So you can check up on the slide right now about the various passages that came in English language. Moving on to the question distribution in logical reasoning. So up on your screen is the various passages that came in so far as logical reasoning is concerned. You had a passage on challenges to Indian diplomacy, you had climate change, you had COVID-19, critic of the school on as an institution, and again a passage on COVID-19. So COVID-19 did play a very crucial role in CLAT 2021. Most of the passages in logical reasoning did come from COVID-19 virus. Okay, fantastic. Let's move ahead. From legal reasoning, we had 8 passages. We had 8 passages of 5 questions each. 8 5s, you have 40 questions and 40 marks. So you had 15 questions from law of contract, 5 questions from Code of Civil Procedure based on res judicata. You had 5 questions on voluntary non-fit injuria. You had another 5 questions from compassionate appointment, 5 questions on law of crime, and 5 questions on Hindu Marriage Act 1955. So I have already discussed with you the various topics that did come in legal reasoning. Moving ahead. So legal reasoning, what we understand is the fact that this section was moderate, but it was lengthy. All the passage based questions in this legal section was static based question, theory based, that is very limited to current events were asked. So very limited current events were asked in this particular section, but most of the questions was static based but based on passages. Okay, so most of you are definitely aware of this thing. Moving ahead, sir.
Yes, let's come to current affairs topic. So it is going to be again passage based. Obviously whole paper is passage based, whole paper is COVID, as we are always saying. Passage 1, when we talk about passage 1, it was theme Ramasar wetland sites. About this, source was PIB 24 December 2020. Source is also mentioned here. Passage 2, theme was Chaba report. Passage 3 was PM visit to Bangladesh. So you can see current affair topics were also, all the topics are current affair. Passage 4, theme virtual meeting of SARC, and then passage 5, theme World Water Day and Jai Shakti Ministry. What I can say from the paper is, paper was lengthy but not difficult. Paper was lengthy. I also understand. Cutoffs के बारे में भी बात करेंगे. बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे cutoffs पूछ रहे हैं again and again. We will talk about it. Be with us in the session. We will talk about this everything. ठीक है कि how much we have attempted and everything. We'll discuss that. Do not worry about it. But when we talk about COVID and everything, so COVID ka question is there in quantitative techniques also. We will come to that section also. Okay? And then I will tell you. Yes, sir. Over to you.
In current affairs, which is including general knowledge, what we feel that the passages of current affairs were within 1 and 2 questions of static GK and each relating to the topic. So by and large, this question paper had was good. I personally feel that this question paper was very good. I can say that it was a little lengthy, but people who had good reading skills, good understanding skills for them, I am sure that this question paper will not be very, very difficult. Believe me. Okay? So moving ahead to quantitative techniques, sir.
Yes, now my section came. I have to come. कैसा लगा भाई? अब जल्दी से बता दो. अब मेरा सेक्शन आ चुका है. अब आराम से बातें करेंगे. जल्दी से बताओ. What do you enjoy solving quantitative techniques? Was there any surprise in this? Please tell me, was there any surprise in this section? All of the paper was based on, when we talk about all the 15 questions, I was just looking after that. I will solve all the question at 9 PM today. I will solve questions at 9 PM for sure. अभी बस पेपर की बात कर रहे हैं. All the questions were caselet based. First thing, ratio, percentage and simple calculations. Nothing else was there. लास्ट ईयर की तरह नहीं कि कुछ भी मेंसुरेशन बेस्ड सेट आ रहा है या पीएनसी बेस्ड सेट आ रहा है. नथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट वाज देयर इन द पेपर. केसलेट डीआई, फर्स्ट केसलेट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट 5 क्वेश्चन, 15 क्वेश्चन वर देयर एंड फर्स्ट वाज बेस्ड ऑन अगेन कोविड. एज यू कैन सी in quant also you are having covid. What has happened to it? Okay, so in quant also, just a second, in quant also we are having, leave it. In quant also we are having question based on covid. So you can see no section was left untouched by covid. Your quant section has also been given a passage based on covid, or you can say a caselet based set given on covid pandemic. We'll discuss that question. It was very easy. Do not worry about that. It was very easy set. It wasn't difficult set. We will discuss it for sure. One set was little bit tricky. We will discuss that also. That was population and everything, state government वाला जो set है उसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे at 9 PM. Second set was income expenditure software company. So profit and loss and everything is happening. Again the application of percentage. बार बार कहता था fraction करनी है, but a fraction is going to be very very important. Percentage is very very important. Application of percentage is also very important. Complete quantitative technique is all about percentage ratios. ठीक है. Last set was state government program. This set was little bit ट्रिकी. विल डिस्कस दैट. ऐसा नहीं है, थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ रहा था इस सेट के अंदर में, 2-3 बार पढ़ना पड़ा तब समझ में आया था सेट के अंदर में क्या है. तो विल डिस्कस दैट एट 9 PM. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. ओके, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, हो गया सर प्लीज, इट्स नॉट वर्किंग. ठीक है, जब तक नहीं हो रहा है तब तक इट्स परफेक्टली ओके. लेट्स डिस्कस which passage, please grade up if we can have a poll. Which passage you like the most? COVID वाला, state government वाला या तीसरा companies वाला? Which passage you like the most? Please someone at grade up, please tell me. Please let us have a poll. Let's see which passage students like the most and which was the most difficult passage. Please tell me आपके हिसाब से कौन सा difficult set था हमारे सेक्शन में, क्वांट में. Everyone, I want answers from everyone. जल्दी से. Till the time team is providing the poll, please tell me which passage was most difficult. Yes, poll भी आ गया शायद. Okay, this was the result of earlier poll. Please tell me which passage was easy. How many questions you have solved in quantitative techniques? Let's talk about our section only. How many questions we have solved? Yes. चलिए, आ गया है जिसका इंतजार था आप लोगों को, वो शुभ घड़ी आ गई है. मैंने छुपा ली है, नहीं देखने दूंगा. ठीक है, ये शुभ घड़ी है, नहीं देख लिया आप लोगों ने तो लग रहा है. चलो, इट्स लाइक कट ऑफ के बारे में सब लोग पूछे जा रहे हैं क्या होने वाला है. तो ये होने वाला है अकॉर्डिंग टू अस कट ऑफ्स विल बी लाइक फॉर टॉप 3 NLUs 98 to 103 and for top 10 NLUs it would be 90 to 95. तो अगर हम 98 to 103 की बात कर रहे हैं, so obviously cutoffs are increasing this year, right? Cutoff थोड़ी सी बढ़ने वाली है क्योंकि 98 to 103 ऑब्वियसली बढ़ रही है. लास्ट ईयर दिस वाजंट द कट ऑफ. ठीक है, सो पेपर थोड़ा तो इजी हुआ है. ठीक है, पेपर गॉट लिटिल बिट इजी, लेंथी हुआ है बट थोड़ा इजी हुआ है. एंड फॉर एटलीस्ट 1 NLU द कट ऑफ इज 83. ठीक है, दिस इज you can say cutoff till now, whatever we have got inputs till now, we have got this result ki cutoffs would be like 98 to 103 from Gradeup team. We are giving you this data, and top 10 NLUs it would be 90 to 95. Sir, your take on this?
Yeah, so see guys, since let's face the reality of life, we are all planning to get into a law school There are around 22, 23 top law schools of the country. The real thing is getting into the top 5 law schools of the country. Now, the top 5 law schools of the country invariably would be number 1, NLSIU Bangalore, National Law School, India University, Bangalore. Number 2 would be definitely Nalsar, Hyderabad, National Academy of Judicial Academy at Hyderabad. Number 3, it would be NUJS, Kolkata. Number 4 would be definitely NLIU Bhopal. And number 5 would be GNLU Gandhinagar. Now, the real trick is getting into the top 5 law schools of the country. Now, there is a stark difference between the top 5 law schools of the country and the rest law schools of the country. So what we suggest, or what I personally feel, is the fact that for the top 5 law schools of the country, the cutoff should be 95 plus. If you have a score of 95 plus, you can definitely think of getting into the top 5 law schools of the country. Of course, the cutoff, the first list, there will be second list, there will be again a third list. So do not worry about that. What we personally feel is that the cutoff should be around 95 types for the top 5 law schools. Top 10 law schools around 90 to 95, but I personally feel it can come down to 85 also, keeping in mind that there will be list 1, list 2 and list 3. There will be 3 lists that will come up, that generally comes up from law schools. And at least for one of the NLUs, which might come in the bottom of the chart, would be around 80 types. Okay. So these are some of the expected cutoffs for CLAT 2021. Okay. So guys, yeah.
Yes. So there are some questions from the paper. Let's have some questions in the paper. Yeah, कुछ question भी देख लेते हैं. Please tell me the answer of question number 1. Everyone, let me see how many of you have answered this question. Yes. Which of the following sites in India is not included in the Ramsar wetland list? So options is not there. So ठीक है. आप बताइए आंसर जल्दी से. Yes, everyone. What is the answer? For first question. The second question, the World Wetland Day is celebrated on which date? Again, static. You can say this is again current affair का तो topic है, but कहीं ना कहीं they are asking you the dates, right? So the theme for World Wetland Day 2021 was. So this was a good question. As a part of commitment towards conservation, restoration and management of India's wetlands, establishment of a center. So these were certain questions which were there in the examination. Answer A. Uttam is saying answer A for first question. I think you are saying about Uttam, this is A for A, तो option ही नहीं है. अब आएंगे option. ठीक है, चलो.
Okay, so these were some of the questions that did come in this particular question paper. We will discuss in detail about each and every section. We are definitely going to have some classes, some videos on the real questions that did come in this particular entrance examination. These are just certain examples. So the upcoming sessions for question discussion, you have at 7 p.m. a discussion on GK, 8 p.m. on legal and 9 p.m. on quant happening today. So if you want to know what is the right answer to each and every question, definitely join us 7 p.m. in our YouTube channel for GK, 8 p.m. for legal and 9 p.m. for quant. So with this, we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much.
Just wait, sir. Just wait. We have certain announcements for you guys. I know many of you, I already told you, many of you are preparing for 2022. My 2022 students are also watching this. Please, for you people, we have launched a CLAT 2022 Booster 2.0 crash course with NLU experts, and this batch is basically in 2 medium, that is completely English. This is for all those who are from South or who do not understand, or from any part of India who do not understand Hindi. We have launched a batch which is completely based on English. We will not use a single word of Hindi in this batch. इस वाले बैच में उन बच्चों के लिए जो इंग्लिश में मजा नहीं आ रहा खाली, तो इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों करना है, तो वी विल बी हैविंग अ बाइलिंगुअल बैच ऑल्सो, ठीक है, कि सर पूरा पूरा इंग्लिश नहीं बोलना है, थोड़ा थोड़ा बाइलिंगुअल भी होना चाहिए, राइट. सो दीज आर द टेक अवे व्हाई टू टेक दिस कोर्स. Build CLAT 2022 concept from the scratch, expert guidance, progressive assessment tests, highly interactive doubt clearing sessions, and duration of this course is going to be 10 months. So please, if you are for 2022, start preparing right now. ऐसा नहीं है, only around I think 275 days are left for CLAT 2022 also, for all those who are preparing for 2022. All the best for your next exam. And before that, please understand, घबराना नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कि अभी एग्जाम हो गया, क्लैट इज ओवर, पार्टी टाइम हैज स्टार्टेड, नेक्स्ट वीक वी आर हैविंग आईलेट एग्जाम आल्सो. सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, अभी बिल्कुल भी लाइट नहीं छोड़ना है, ये पॉइंट है जहां पर कंट्रोल करना है. नेक्स्ट वीक तक आईलेट इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम.
Absolutely. ALET 2021 would be the second most important exam for every law school aspirants for this year again. The date of the exam is 30th of July, next week. So I wish you all the very, very best. May God Almighty bring all of a lot of prosperity, happiness, as well as good knowledge for your ALET 2021.
One more announcement. I am launching a 3-day course for ALET from tomorrow, free crash course for all of you, where tomorrow I will be discussing the previous year paper, that is ALET 2020-22 paper, in which I will be discussing what are the important topics which you should focus and everything. We will discuss some questions from the previous year paper also. Along with that, I will tell you on which topic you have to focus. As I made clear prediction for CLAT 2021 also, I will try to make it for ALET also, that in CLAT 2020 I told you percentage and ratios will dominate, and you can see every question is based on percentage in ALET. So please join that course also, free course on YouTube only. That is a 3-day course. Okay, starting from tomorrow.
So definitely like this session, share this session with your friends. Wish you all the very best. God bless you. Bye bye. Take care.
See you at 9. Bye bye.